Welcome back to All Right Podcast here. You have Elijah alongside Grant. We're going to get into an episode here, focus primarily on, kind of futures, what ifs on both, the Pistons and the Lions here. Pistons are obviously kind of down bad in the trenches. Not a lot to look forward to other than potential draft here, getting Cade back, all focused on next season, this off season. We're going to hop into this first, but a lot of stuff on the horizon here as far as who could potentially get traded over the next couple of months before the trade deadline. So, who are your thoughts? Who do you think is definitely on the trade block? Who do you think is, first to go, first out the gate?
Yeah, I think the first one to go for sure will be Bojan Bogdanovic. I think he probably go next week. The trade deadlines like I think the ninth or the sixth, something like that. I think he'll definitely be the first one to go. That would be interesting though because yeah, you said they want like what two unprotected first for him.
Yeah.
I just I'm surprised at that. I mean, do you think he's like realistically worth that?
I I think at the level he's playing now, I think you can
Think so?
definitely try to demand that. And I
Yeah,
think the thing is that it's kind of, and I'm not gonna take all the time here, but I think you're in a spot if you're the Pistons where we have them on our team, we don't really need them,
yeah.
and you guys do. So it's kind of what you're gonna offer.
That's true. I guess
This
it's
is
just how if you feel that piece is like
mhm.
I do feel like they maybe kind of sort of selling them a little high. But that I mean, would I hate it if he got let go for a one? No, but I hope like at least we can get like another player or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a second rounder, like maybe a little extra like draft capital. But no, I mean I think it's good they start out, at least, with two. I mean, yeah, somebody call, that might be what it take. I mean, I've heard that they had some dude, OG Anunoby in Toronto. Somebody they said they asked for three first.
Yeah.
I don't think he even averaged. I mean, it's just like some teams are really, they'll you never know what can happen. So, but I think Boyan, he'll definitely be the first one to go. I feel like Alec Burks. I think Diallo. That could be a name, and starts to score a little bit. I think Killian. I feel like he's kind of just I think the writing on the wall is there with him. Um, he's playing a lot better, but I think he'll be somebody definitely to look at. Maybe even Corey Joseph, Kevin Knox. I mean, there's some guys that I think could get, that could be some pretty key pieces. I wouldn't be surprised if they did start to just drop a couple here and there just to, get a little bit more of that cap space back and get some more capital and just wait and see what happens at the lottery.
Yeah, I think the everybody on the roster other than probably Cade or other than Cade, Ivy and Jalen Duran is probably could potentially go. I think if there's somebody calls and says, we want Bobin and Livers and we want Bobin
Yeah.
and Burks and we want Bobin and Hayes, I don't think they're saying no to any of them. I think that's kind of in the spot we're at now, where that's the core. We can see what those guys can bring. And also on top of that,
Yeah.
after I said I just answered whether he's worth it or not, and I think, like he says, how bad do you want to? Are you really a piece away?
Yep.
Are you a shooter away from that potential run, a la Lakers or Dallas or Brooklyn or whoever? And that's something they'll have to gamble on and take that risk because we can ride it into the sunset and potentially have him next year as a role player for us with the team we do have. Because
Hmm.
he is that type of player that can morph into multiple different roles where he can jack up 10 threes a game if you need it and look like this, or probably come off the bench and be fairly happy about it, getting up, two or three threes
Yeah.
on a championship type team. So I think anybody can go. And that's kind of the just it's sad to say because I know we were talking, in the summertime, come All Star break,
Hmm.
just be in the hunt for the play in. And that has been gone since probably Halloween, or it has not been a good start. I think we
Bro, the season started like October 15th.
and I'm not saying we're further up. I do think we started out pretty bad out the gates,
Yeah.
even with Cade out there. So I think we have to set ourselves up for success. And
Yeah.
what I was going to say is those first round picks, truthfully, if they're not in the top 15, probably aren't all that valuable.
Hmm.
You're getting more than likely another guy or just a roster spot filler. And I don't want to call somebody
Yeah.
that, but those
Like
those
rotational guys.
I can't even think of somebody. Them Jalen Pools, for lack of a better term, the best guy I could think of in the recent memory that went late
Yeah.
first round, are
Or like an
very,
Al
very
Horford.
few and far between. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can definitely take those long shots on people. We joked earlier about maybe in a Monty Bates or somebody be sitting there at 27, and if that's what it turns into. Hey, I'd be all for that. But
Mhm.
I think at this point, that's exactly what we're setting our net out for. Is we have our core here, and now we're just trying to get the books re-clean. Not that we have them bad, but get some of these bad contracts off or not as favorable contracts, and just reset all once again. I think Troy Weaver is great at doing that. He's also great at it seems like making moves that seem impossible. So I don't know what he could pull off in the next 2 weeks, or
Mhm.
as far as packages, or who he might keep and try to use on draft day as another bait. Is because I said I think we have a lot of momentum because our best player, best one of the best young players in the NBA, is sitting on the bench injured. We have a superstar fifth overall pick this year. What Dern was like the 14th or 12th pick.
Yeah, 13th, I think.
Complete stud, looking everything like you want somebody to look in the first year playing a center power forward role. So I think we're riding it out with that, and really hoping for the best outside of that. But it's tough. I wouldn't thought we'd be in this position, but really anybody else can go. Some of these guys, I'm not sure what you can do with them. I think they're just more packages.
Yeah. No, I
Nolan
mean,
Well, Livers, and Knox. Um, Killian Hayes obviously had flashes. Um, these are all people that I could definitely see, on the way
yeah.
out.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think and we won't start to get down the little rabbit hole of just like why they so bad. But like, no, I mean you're right. It's I mean, it's just a combination of like really, really young guys, and it's just not the right combination of like vets and guys. So, and then some guys on here. I mean, I'm just being realistic. Like, I like Sadiq Bey a lot, but he's been struggling pretty bad. So, I think it's just one of the things where there's something. There's an issue with the rotation. I mean, I think he's taken like even like steps back. Like, I feel like he might have played a little bit better. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, he was at 16. I mean, I think he's at 16 points a game last year. It's tough because what's at the even just what's going on overall, but I I think we do have opportunity though to be able to get some draft picks, maybe some other pieces that maybe fit better into the system, because I will say this, I do feel like if we do not get the number one overall pick, we I think we need to trade out of two because they're saying a guy Scoot Henderson is like I mean, we just took a point guard top five this past year. We already have K. I mean, they can play one or the two, but um, it'd be nice to have a little ammunition to kind of be able to give ourselves a shot. To be able to make a move like that if need be.
Yeah, it's one of those spots. It's one of those very tough spots because the perceived talent difference between one and two is off the charts. And
Yeah,
not and obviously, like you said, we're running into another issue where even if Henderson is good or very great, we have two guys that are also probably very formidable in the same spot. So we can't put a third in there.
right.
Some people are saying we shouldn't have went with Livers last year, that it was murking up the backcourt a little too much.
Oh, Ivy, as
Or
far
Ivy,
as
sorry, I don't know what's that, but yeah, some people are saying we shouldn't went with Ivy last year. It's going to murk up the backcourt a little too much. So I don't know. That's tough, and I think I'm not completely sold on Victor, but I think overall, you like I said, you have to take him with that pick because of the what if. I think that or is there, even though I haven't seen footage of him getting dropped on his ass recently, playing
mhm.
defense, but outside of that, I think it's what I was gonna say is you're in a tough spot to trade that pick back because it's not like the NFL where somebody really needs a point guard and will probably give you
Yeah,
two or three other first round picks for that in the future. So I think although that might be the best thing to do, that might be another time where
somebody might not be knocking. How you think?
Sorry.
No, I'm saying somebody might not be calling how you think just because it is just
Right.
like a 6'3" shooting guard, point guard. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it had to like we'd have, you know what I'm saying? It'd have to be like, which I don't know, the hype might be that for him, but like, I mean, there's more of 6'3" point guards and shooting guards than there are of 7'4" unicorns. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. And yeah. Now, I mean, with that first pick, you could probably name your, like I said, we were seriously. I think you could probably get some all-star players traded for him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I think the NBA. I don't know. The fix might be in for us to get him. I kind of got a good feeling about it. Now whether he, like I said, whether he works out or not, I really haven't watched the footage. I'm just going on what I've heard. Other
Yeah.
than a couple of them highlights, but I think we're in a spot where, um, I think we might get it. We're clearly the worst damn team in the league, and
Mm-hmm.
they let us play in France. I don't know. It seems odd. It seems, but yeah. And also, I went just to say another thing as far as Bogdanovich goes. In his article I read earlier, it says we have to remember. Obviously, he's now valued at what he's valued at, but we
Mm-hmm.
got him for Kelly Olynyk.
Mm.
When you think about that, it's not like we went out and gave the kitchen sink to get him. It was
Yeah. Because they
something
were selling.
something very forgettable. I didn't even remember. I don't remember whether we signed him as a free agent or how we got him. That's how
Yeah.
forgettable it was who we got. So anything that can turn into potentially is comes from
A
stemming
win.
Kelly Olynyk. um,
Yeah, right. Like it's nothing that like it's not. Yeah,
hmm,
I mean we just got him, gave him money, and then it's like, well, it's not working out. So
right, and he bought
yeah,
out a little bit, and you got to give it to him. It's not. Yeah,
yeah. I mean he earned that money, so like he got it now, and then he'll be able to go to a winning situation. Oh, potentially.
right.
Um, but
But
no, I
I think I
mean,
think I think you got to demand them first two picks because
yeah,
best case scenario, I'm not even. You know, I'll go ahead and throw your Lakers under the bus. Lakers give us two first round picks and then they don't make the playoffs. And then we sitting there, but
he just pushed him.
but no, all jokes aside, I think it's a true possibility somebody's gonna call from up. Dallas, somebody. But they're gonna be them later first round picks and you know, you have to really Troy Weaver would have to go to work to try to find another Sadiq Bey, try to find, that Jordan Poole,
Yeah,
take a gamble on Amani Bates, whatever that might look like. I'll take Bates
you
over
know,
dude from Lithuania. So
right. Yeah, no, that's yeah. I mean, he go for two. That's just a win for us. So I think, yeah, we just go see what that lottery, man. That's because I don't. I mean, granted, it's super super early, but you only hear about one guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's I don't know. I just feel like close we get. I mean, you hear about the other guy as well, Scoot. You may hear about him more because I think they doing a little like G League All Star game or something. Just kind of get him a little more of a spotlight because I mean, Wimby, we saw him and like he's 7'4" and just can shoot. So like that's really all we needed to see. So I think maybe there's some guys out there in that three spot like a wing or power forward, that we could, maybe it might be a fit as well. But I think it's right now it's like Wimby or bust. Like
you
that's
want
just
to
what it
go
feel
get
like.
Jet Howard? Jet Howard with the pick. Yeah, no, but yeah, no, for sure. I don't know if you want anything else wrapped up on them, but no, I think more to come with the Pistons. I think I think I have a feeling we might be hopping off here tonight, and a trade comes through. I think
Yeah.
we're gonna be active over the next couple of weeks here and building up that draft pick arsenal, and
Mm-hmm.
I still think he's gonna keep something in the tuck because he as far as Troy Weaver's he's playing chess. I think he knows what he was doing by giving Bogdanovich that money. He knew, I think it's all in play, and I think he knows what he's doing as far as who he's giving minutes to. I'm hoping. I know he's not,
Mm-hmm.
but who's encouraging getting minutes and encouraging that type of stuff. I'm hoping it's all in the master plan. After Cade got hurt, I'm thinking they decided to scrap the plan, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah. I feel you. No, I mean, I think, like you said, we'll dive into more of that as time goes on. And I'll be, just kind of curious to see what we give out, what we get back in return, and you know, just how the team will perform the rest of the season. So trade deadline. I mean, the season going fast. Trade deadline 2 weeks away. Playoffs start April. It's
I didn't
nuts.
realize it was that coming up that quick. But yeah, no, for
Yeah.
sure. Now let's hop over to the Lions here. Obviously, we're gonna hop on our way too early mock draft, but we just kind of, sitting here a little anxious. Obviously, we have the Detroit Lions that is have a lot of early, draft pick capital as far as
Yeah.
like I think we're sitting at like 5 picks in the top 60. Uh, you know, just barely missed the playoffs here. A lot of momentum as a team. That's the word. If last year was grit, this year I want to use the word momentum for the squad, just as far as building on that and with everything we have cooking, the draft picks, the way the defense played, who we have sprinkled throughout the defense. I think we can really put this together here and make something ignite. But we're gonna hop into a mock draft. G want to go full 7 rounds, so we are gonna we're gonna hop into this and just see what happens.
Did like 5 of these yesterday.
Good thing this worked because I wasn't sure, but yeah, we go ahead and start this. We're going
Yep.
Detroit Lions, obviously that's us. We're just gonna have a computer.
First, you want to analyze. You want to look at a potential trade. You got some on your minds.
Some crazy trades too. Don't get me wrong.
All right. All right. So you're gonna jump in here at the 6th pick. So I think me personally, I mean, I know we always discuss how you know, as we get later into the year, we'll understand more about the player. We'll start to do more research as we understand who is really going to go where. But I mean, I think for me, it's a no-brainer. You got to go defense somehow. You got to go defense. I'm not sold on Will Levis. I think he's just kind of like a Josh Allen light that they're trying to kind of create. This like just because he's big and strong and can move. Maybe somebody can take him. And I'm not really interested in that. I think we showed this year that we can really like kind of do something special potentially with who we have at quarterback now. But we also saw that we needed some defense. So I think either Miles Murphy or Brian Breesy. I've heard of them. They Clemson. From Clemson, so solid players. I think can't go wrong with either of those. Just probably preferably interior. Yeah, just seeing what that looks like, and I feel like that's the way to do it. First round overall pick.
Yeah, no. So I think I completely, I completely agree with you. I wouldn't touch a quarterback this early at all. I
Yeah,
think Golf has proved he's more than serviceable. We have everything returning as far as his weapons, offensive coordinator, head coach. He's seemed to be pretty comfortable in what he has cooking here. So I think he
yep,
probably more than likely is not going to be our biggest issue. And I always say, people always say, "Can you win a Super Bowl with them?" I think in our situation we have to worry about getting to the playoffs first, and then winning a game or so, and then
right.
um, and go from there. So no, I completely agree with you
Can
with the
you
way with the way Hutch played, with the way Jackson played. I think there is very limited chance that we're going to go another edge rusher this early. I agree with you. We'll probably go
yeah.
ahead.
Before you click them, can you go to filter positions real quick and then click on cornerbacks? Okay, so this is a guy
This one is legit.
you know about him a little bit.
Yeah, I've been watching a little people tweeted a highlight tape of him versus us actually versus Michigan, and he was he made some big time plays, came up late to wood a couple times. Um,
Okay,
yeah, I've seen a little highlight tape on him versus Michigan this year. So
yeah, because I'll say, I mean, and this is I think like probably like I said, as we start diving in, probably looking to understand more about him. I mean, even Joey Porter Jr. That's a guy in the Big Ten. That's a real familiar name. Um, it'd be interesting to kind of see how like this is a very way too early mock draft and where they got some of these other players ranked. It'll be interesting to kind of see how this guy Witherspoon. I already started to hear some rumblings about him, so I might have to start to do a little more research to understand more about his games. I didn't really start hearing about him until like a couple weeks ago. I'd say.
yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that. He might be one of them under the radar guys.
At least right now, until they
Yeah,
get
no,
the
I agree.
combine and
We'll
stuff.
see. Yeah, we'll see. Obviously, you have some highlight tape like him, and you come out and run a 4.4 flat. You moving on up.
Right.
I actually just sent you a little tape on Twitter from what I seen. But
Okay.
yeah, no, in general, I think we want to go ahead and lock in. I think this early, you could gamble that you might get a equivalent type of guy with our, the 18th pick too. So
Yeah. Okay. Like it. I mean, at the end of the day, building depth, and if that's the best available, so be it. So this is an interesting one because this is where I feel like, okay, Witherspoon went 11. Okay. This is an interesting one because I don't know. I feel like some think they want to see a quarterback here. I personally think we got to go defense again. I think we got to go defense at least first 4 rounds minimum. That's where I'm at with it. I like to see is this like best available?
Yes.
Okay.
All. Yeah.
Scroll a little bit, see if they it's like best available defender or defensive player is that Nolan Smith. I think he was hurt. I don't think he played really the entire season. That'd probably be the only thing just off top of mind that
Yeah.
maybe be a little concerned about. But
Corners and linebackers.
corner Joey Porter's still there.
Yeah, I know him a little bit. Obviously, Big Ten guy. I know
Yeah,
them probably the most. I know the Ringo, but obviously, we're not going to take a stretch that early.
yeah. Ringo
You
got kind of exposed in that
that ball.
semifinal.
So yeah,
Ringo got a little exposed in the semifinal, tad bit.
yeah. I'll let you take the lead on this one if you want to.
Okay, yeah. I think here throw a corner in there. Grab let's see who's best available again. Yeah, go Joey Porter Jr. And that being, you got Jeff Okuda, just inconsistent, hurt. I think we kind of seen the writing on the
Yeah.
wall there.
Also keep in mind, we also probably be to go knock one of these defenders off theoretically with a free agent signing. So
Yeah, yeah, right. So yeah, like I said, yeah, like you said, way too early. So we just kind of testing the waters here to see what's going on. So far we already got Breeze and then Joey Porter Jr.
yeah.
All right, so
We went D tackle corner.
corner. Yeah, let's
Um,
see what's
and then we
see what's
got we got seven. We got 3 picks in the next like I don't think I forget where we're at. Right. Yeah, we got 3 picks in the next 7.
okay. All right, go to linebacker.
Receiver. No,
See if it lets you. There you go. Okay.
these are all stretches.
Yeah. I mean, that's got Sewell's brother. Take a peek at him. That's what, yeah, probably say I do let's see.
Yeah, so I think right in here, obviously we've already tackled probably our 2 biggest issues, I would say,
Yeah.
and it's kind of interesting because you're going to have to gamble on who will be available still because you're coming back around a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say I wouldn't be mad in this predicament. I'm just looking to see how far down some of these people are. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad. I don't know nothing about the Boise State guy, but yeah, it's kind of tough. I'm not. I don't know. I would keep away from receiver. I wish there was available tight end.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, there's some guy. I mean, there's some guys that are linebacker like so that we can understand, learn more about as time go on. But I have heard things about Sewell's brother and how
Yeah, no, I
he's
just know that's a major stretch because we're in the 40s and
yeah.
that'd be pick 90.
So you think best available? And take a look at like see what interior D line might look like as far as like who's best available. Hmm. Okay,
Yeah, it's interesting. You can trade out of it.
a
um,
trade back. I mean, to see what
what do you think about building the offensive line again? Circling around. Obviously, it's kind of a staple of the team now, but um,
yeah.
you can't do. It wouldn't be. I wouldn't maybe slightly not this early, but just looking at the way the land is working out here, it wouldn't be the worst thing somewhere in this ballpark to circle around and shore that up again. It is a
Yeah.
focal.
I mean, maybe if a guy, if they're just like if they're just there and we're like, wow, why are they still there? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Yeah,
sure the
no,
guys
we
will
can,
do the
we can go ahead and do it. Let's go
yeah.
see. Gotta do
But
something
I
on your
was saying though too, like O line. I mean, if it's somebody that's like best available and it's just,
yeah,
like I said, it's early. I mean that might be the best option. I know sometimes it's just even if you
yeah. I mean, full disclosure here, I'm not sure how I would play this because I don't know some of these players, but
yeah,
I think I, I would let you roll again. But I would say I would feel more comfortable taking a risk on one of these two linemen versus we don't need a receiver. We just took a corner. We can fall back with another corner wouldn't be the worst thing. I wouldn't,
yeah.
but
It was getting off third down field off. It was getting off the field on third down off it. So it was. No,
let's
it
do it.
was. But no. I mean, I feel you. I think I would not hate it if they grabbed no lineman just from like a depth standpoint. If it was just really if somebody wasn't up high enough on their board at the time. Um,
Yeah, for the sake of this, let's
like
do it because we're gonna be right
yeah,
back.
like I said, ideally you'd like to see like I personally just want to see as much defense as possible, but
No, I agree.
everybody get a crack at it every round. So and
And,
this will definitely change quite a bit.
and obviously, as time goes on and these combines play out,
Yeah,
you'll see. So let's
no,
go
for sure. Because
line.
like and you said too, like needs will definitely change between now and then. So what pick is this? 50. Okay, 55.
Now, running back is another one I would not be mad at them getting.
Yeah,
Uh, Depending on what we do with Swift and how that plays out, or Jamal Williams, even for that back too.
yeah.
Chardonnay, obviously a Michigan guy. I'm be more familiar with him at running back than probably anybody else left. I do know what's the speedster from from Kansas State. Um,
Oh, Deuce Vaughn.
Deuce Vaughn. I'd not be
Yeah.
mad at somebody like a home run guy like that, maybe a kick return, punt return dude later on.
Hmm.
In a couple mock drafts I ran, I have picked him up. Uh, But yeah, I do think I'm gonna have to do research on some of these guys. Boise State's a team I haven't watched them play in a minute.
Yeah.
Uh, but
No, I feel you. I mean, like you said, like free agency. I mean, Jamal Williams, he's up for either getting re-signed or he's entering free agency. So needs to definitely change. Um, like I said, we already talked about in time how we'll start to dive into even like the NFL free agency, frenzy, understand what more of them free agents look like too to start to implement both.
yeah. You want me to go to a certain position?
Let me go to D lineman again. Yep. Hmm. Mm, I say go with my man's from USC.
Can't go wrong.
All right. Keandre Coburn, solid player. I am familiar with him. Yeah,
I'm kind of shocked he's that low.
yeah. And then and honestly, here as you get into these rounds, I mean,
Grant gonna have about Grant gonna mean his D line out there.
hey man,
The Lions brought 13 D line.
hey, you look at the these playoff games this last
Hey,
weekend.
you ain't lying.
Let's get the job done. I think we get depth up front, depth in that front seven. I think that's just way to go about it.
Your
Oh,
boy.
look at who's. Oh man, yeah. I mean,
Let's see him make a day.
I'd maybe the next pick. I think. I mean, it is at. I
No,
don't know. Yeah, I feel like I mean now Deuce Vaughn, I mean that's somebody to really,
That's what I would take.
yeah, yeah, I wouldn't mind, looking at some of that stuff because yeah, I mean, you never know what's gonna happen with this team once free
Bro, I'm
agency
telling
comes.
you,
So
damn, DJ Turner just went.
did he? And then who we got here?
Ronnie Bell.
Ain't getting nobody from TCU. They probably get booed at home.
I ain't getting no
Uh,
from BYU either. So
right, right. Um, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind looking at Thompson Robinson. I mean, I think that would just. I'll be curious to see what kind of how that affect the draft grade. Just taking a flyer on him. Dorian Thompson Robinson at quarterback.
bro, that grade gonna be an F minus.
F minus. You think so? Sixth round is that what? Sixth round? Yeah.
Damn, we got one more.
Okay.
Shoemaker.
I feel like they tight at tight end. I feel like a new tight end caught a touchdown every week. Like they just look like in rotation or something crazy. Um,
Trying to see if anybody stands up.
no, not really. I
Nope.
mean, this is this is obviously where they really do that real heavy research because
Yeah, man, I just thought we might see somebody like, oh shit.
yeah, man, I do. Jake Bobo was pretty good
Yeah,
for UCLA. Bryce Wheaton was pretty good for West Virginia.
Jaden Reed.
Mm, yeah,
I wouldn't be mad at that.
pass.
Hard
Go
pass.
to
I ain't helping their draft stuff.
um put in linebacker one more time. I feel like you can. It'll never feel like it never hurt to take a linebacker this late in the draft. I mean, you just got, you know what I'm saying, like a guy that can just kind of plug and play.
Texas State.
Drake Thomas, I do know about Drake Thomas. Just a straight up, just a player, solid player. Played a lot of games in his career. NC State had a pretty solid defense the last couple years.
I think we might got one more.
Oh, yeah, I think it was like 190 or two. No, that's it. See how see how
We got
good you did. Yeah, they take a little while. This might not be a good grade. Man,
oh, no, we can't restart it. What's happening?
what they give us?
Dun, dun, dun.
That for Dorian Thompson Robinson. All right, well, yeah, we got some work to do. We're gonna learn more about more of the players. As a combine comes on, I know there's some you and me, we definitely like to dive into this
We
type of
don't
stuff, and
we don't play around with it, have fun. I think this is the thing that you said. We're doing a little exploratory. Obviously, we were much better first half of the draft than second half, but I think it's good to see the names, try to figure it out. Maybe we'll recognize some of these names come across. Obviously, I'm very excited to see what Deuce Vaughn's going to do in the draft
mm-hmm.
combine. He's a guy. I feel like every time I've seen one of his highlights, he was taking something to the crib.
Yeah,
Hitting a corner,
40,
going
50, 60 yards.
hitting a corner, going 100 miles an hour. He's a guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure is going to test well, and I think he's going to be a pretty good player for a while.
Yeah,
I eye on him. In particular, that's a guy. Every mock draft I've did, I'd take him.
yeah,
But in particular, yeah, just kind of put the fillers out there, and I think, but definitely position wise, this is something how the draft should look. Very heavy defense, and I joked about having that many D linemen, but I think with Hutch being a cornerstone, and I just think the D line is very young, and if you throw a good, great
Yeah,
interior lineman in there, um, get the linebacking core up. I mean, I think we were playing with. It seemed like we were playing with the sliders on crazy amounts on certain positions, with the sliders way down on other positions, and just
yeah,
plugging it out and getting it done. But a lot of those players came to their own near the end. Kirby Joseph, uh, obviously Rodriguez played his ass off the whole year, did well. So I think a lot to look forward to.
yeah. No, 100%. I think you know once again, so free agency pop up, that'd be a good indicator, and hopefully we're able to snag some people in there just to give us some more flexibility in the draft. To where we're maybe we're replacing some guys we already signed on offense with some offensive weapons with some young promise we can have for 3 or 4 or 5 years, or whatever that looks like. I think we definitely um, it's just exciting just to kind of see the momentum we had going into the off season. Um, players gonna definitely want to come play for us that probably didn't want to last year.
Right.
So sky's the limit this year for sure.
Yeah. No.
When it
Like I
comes to
said,
draft and all that.
build on that and get that momentum going. I think
Right.
we haven't talked about this yet, and I don't even want to put you on the spot, but you're really in a spot where it kind of is playoffs or bust next year. You know I don't know. Like
He was a game away this year.
yeah, but you can't come out the gates
Two and
1-3
five.
next year or something. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah.
can't. The city will be on fire. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, obviously you'll have the certain people saying, "Well, we turned it around last year. We're a second half team," but I think in general, you got to come out quick, fast, and playing good. So I think I don't know. I just want to say that, but I think you're really in a spot where you got to go out there and really probably sights on playoffs division title. I
Yeah.
think, and it really is that or bust.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
You're the second best team in the division
mhm,
this year. Second best team in the division this year.
yeah. And anything less than 9 wins is a step back.
Yeah.
Obviously, for all jokes aside, they proved that was a standard a couple of years ago. So we were told. We finally got back there. So anything taking a step back is unacceptable. So
Right.
I think we got to keep that same energy here. But I think you know uh, we got to just keep this momentum going forward. And I've heard some of these names. I don't know. We got the money to, but I would. I've heard Devin Bush's name, and I would pay anything to have him standing in the middle of that defense
Yeah.
with all these other things we have going on and could possibly have on that team, with him being the
Mm-hmm.
anchor, taking your head off in the middle of the defense. That'd be, you know, just phenomenal. It's exciting to see
I mean,
some of the
names
things.
like that, like I mean that's like that's just one name. You know what I'm saying? Once we get start to really get ingrained in who's available and who's not available, the possibilities they'll be endless for sure.
No, for sure. You got anything else for people?
That's all I got. Just looking forward to this time of year. NFL really don't have an off season. They just talk about the draft more this time of year. So looking forward to jumping in and getting the analysis going from here on out. Pistons too.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got a passing grade, so let's keep going. No. We'll be back at you.
Yep.